Hey guys, it's Logan from Tech Breakdown, and today, we're going to break down everything there is to know about the M2 MacBook Air. The Mac family has never been larger, and the recent transition to Apple Silicon has transformed the entire lineup. In this video, we're going to discuss how the MacBook Air stacks up against its competitors, take a deep dive into the product specifications, and learn more about the powerful features in macOS. 15 years ago, when Steve Jobs pulled the very first MacBook Air out of that manila envelope, it was clear that things would never be the same. The striking thinness and portable design of MacBook Air has always been one of its strongest selling points. The new M2 MacBook Air lineup comes in two great sizes, 13.6 inches and 15.3 inches. The specifications of the two models are largely the same, but there are the obvious differences in size, as well as some speaker upgrades on the 15-inch model that the 13-inch MacBook Air doesn't benefit from. The 13-inch M2 MacBook Air is 11.3mm thin and 2 pounds and 70 pence, while the 15-inch Air comes in slightly larger at 11.5mm thin and 3 pounds and 30 pence. Every model of MacBook Air is designed with comfort and portability in mind, which makes it great for users that are constantly on the go. MacBook Air has a 13.6-inch or 15.3-inch Liquid Retina display with many custom technologies to enhance its quality. Liquid Retina is a type of LCD panel that was introduced in 2018 with the iPhone XR. Liquid Retina uses processes called pixel masking and pixel anti-aliasing to create an advanced edge-to-edge display panel that is bright and vibrant. The MacBook Air display also uses True Tone technology, paired with the ambient light sensor, to automatically tune the display's brightness and color profile to the light in your surroundings. The display does have some limitations, however. If we compare the Liquid Retina display in MacBook Air to the Liquid Retina XDR display panel in the latest models of MacBook Pro, we see a giant leap in quality and speed in the latter. MacBook Pro features a technology called ProMotion, which enables adaptive refresh rate for smooth scrolling and battery savings. Adaptive refresh rate means that your display can go up to 120 Hz or as low as 10 Hz for scrolling speed. 120 Hz means that you will have silky smooth speeds when you are using your device, while 10 Hz is great for static images because it saves power, a feature that MacBook Air does not have. The XDR in Liquid Retina XDR stands for Extreme Dynamic Range. MacBook Pro has a mini LED panel to provide this extreme dynamic range, meaning that there are deeper blacks and much higher brightness peaks when compared to MacBook Air. Both models of MacBook Air are powered by M2, the foundation of the second-generation Apple Silicon family for the Mac. All of Apple's chips are created by TSMC, or the Taiwanese Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. M2 is built on TSMC's second-generation 5nm transistors, first introduced with the A15 Bionic in iPhone 13. M2 has an 8-core CPU that is 18% faster than M1, as well as a 10-core GPU that is 25% faster than M1. In addition to the CPU and GPU, Apple Silicon is packed with custom technologies that enhance every aspect of the chip. One of the most profound examples of these technologies is the Neural Engine, which has a 16-core design in the M2 MacBook Air. The Neural Engine in M2 can perform 40% faster than M1, running up to 15.8 neural operations per second. Even with all of these fast speeds, M2 uses very low amounts of power and is a very energy-efficient piece of silicon. It uses the same low-power cores that Apple has been designing for iPhone, iPad, and Apple Watch since the beginning, which enables a remarkable feat. MacBook Air is able to manage all of this power without a fan. M2 is truly an incredible system on a chip, but because of its highly integrated design, it disables any expandability that was previously possible on Mac. The unified memory architecture means that you can't expand your RAM, and the storage controllers inside of the SoC prevent you from upgrading your storage. The only Mac that remains expandable is the Mac Pro, which has limited PCI expansion for the starting price of $6,999. MacBook Air has a 1080p FaceTime HD camera that is great for video calls. The laptop has a decent microphone system that is significantly improved from the Intel model, but still easily beaten by iPhone and iPad. The 13-inch MacBook Air features a 4-speaker sound system that enables spatial audio when connected to compatible AirPods or Beats headphones. The 15-inch MacBook Air takes this further with a 6-speaker sound system that includes the same great force-canceling woofers that enhance the sound system on MacBook Pro. To put it simply, the MacBook Air lineup will sound fantastic. The tight integration between M2 and macOS, combined with low-power materials and the fanless design, enable both models of MacBook Air to have up to 18 hours of all-day battery life. Apple's battery estimates are measured in very favorable conditions with optimized settings and Wi-Fi speeds, but they are normally not far off from the truth. The transition to Apple Silicon for the Mac has given us a giant leap in overall power efficiency and battery performance, and the MacBook Air is the most prominent example of this upgrade. Every Mac is powered by macOS, a powerful operating system that seamlessly works together with your iOS and iPadOS to create a continuous experience. The most up-to-date version of this software is called macOS Sonoma and was first introduced at the 2023 Worldwide Developer Conference. Some of the best new features in macOS Sonoma include the ability to place your camera feed over your shared screen on FaceTime calls, the ability to securely share passwords through family sharing, and personal voice, which allows you to create an AI-generated version of your voice that you can use across Apple services. In addition to the standalone features on Mac, because Apple creates the software and silicon for all of their devices, they can enable a magical set of features that are known as continuity. Your Apple Watch can unlock your Mac when it's on your wrist, and you can answer phone calls from your iPhone on your MacBook. You can airdrop digital assets between your Apple devices, and even use your iPhone as your Mac webcam through Continuity Camera. There are also two great continuity features with Mac and iPad: CityCar and Universal Control. CityCar allows you to use your iPad as an external display for your Mac when you're on the go and can't take a full-size display with you. You can use the unique capabilities of iPad, including the touchscreen interface and Apple Pencil, to make this experience even better. Universal Control lets you use one keyboard and mouse to control your iPad and Mac. You can even use the mouse to drag and drop files between your devices. New in macOS Sonoma, you can also put your iPhone widgets on your Mac desktop without having the Widgets app on your Mac, as long as your iPhone is within Bluetooth or Wi-Fi range of your Mac. To summarize all of this, MacBook Air and any other Mac will work great with your existing Apple devices. macOS is also more secure than its competitors with the same best-in-class privacy features that iPhone users enjoy every day. Everything that you download in the Mac App Store has been rigorously debugged and freed of any potential malware, unlike the Microsoft Store on Windows. Alright, now we know everything about the MacBook Air and its powerful operating system. All we have to do now is figure out whether the MacBook Air is right for you. If you already know that you need the performance of M2 Pro, M2 Max, M2 Ultra, or a different brand altogether, then you already know that MacBook Air isn't for you, and this video is probably a waste of your time. MacBook Air can tackle light video editing or coding, but its foundational purpose is to fulfill the needs of the extreme everyday user. MacBook Air has enough unified memory to handle dozens of Chrome tabs, and enough battery to stream a season of Ted Lasso on a single charge, but there is a very specific demographic of people that it can accommodate. The M2 MacBook Air is perfect for high school and college students that want a reliable notebook to study a basic profession, and can even handle the needs of budding app developers and video editors. My biggest piece of advice is that if you are not looking at the base specifications for the M2 MacBook Air, no matter which size, you would be better off choosing a different Mac. You can get a Mac Mini with M2 Pro, a computer that is significantly more powerful, for the same price as the 15-inch MacBook Air. You can also find the M1 MacBook Air for as low as $799 on Amazon, which doesn't fall too far behind the M2 model in performance. The 13-inch M2 MacBook Air starts at $1,099, and the 15-inch model starts at $1,299, positioning both laptops in the premium, upper-class market, in terms of price. In conclusion, MacBook Air isn't for the nerds at heart or any advanced workflows. The M2 chip is more than powerful enough to handle Final Cut and Logic Pro, but you'll have a much more fluid experience on Apple's Pro Mac models. If you're looking for expandability or want a gaming machine, then you shouldn't be looking at the Mac at all. But for the average user that just wants a laptop to get them through the day, the M2 MacBook Air will not disappoint.